Listen, I get that we all have our opinions and it's gonna vary from person to person, but I felt like I've been seeing a little too much disrespect towards Fire Force Season 3. And while yes, the first couple of episodes were a lot slower pace and a lot more setup, I mean, at the end of the day, despite it being like a 5 year gap between seasons, it's not a 5 year gap between episodes, like in terms of the actual timeline. So, characters like Obi getting kidnapped, there's planning, there's preparation. We knew it was gonna pop off. And boy, did it pop off this episode. But the opinions that I've been seeing about how boring or like, oh my god, why are we even watching this? Like, it just felt a little too TikTok brain for my liking, where if something doesn't happen in the first 30 seconds to catch their eye, like, ooh, flashy colors, we're writing it off that it's not hype enough. Like, Fire Force is one of the best new gen shonens. The like prequel to Soul Eater that has turned into such a amazing show. And I knew probably around episode 3 or 4 it was really going to start cooking. I thought this even like entering episode 1. And most of this episode was just batshit insane, funny, entertaining moments. You have Shinra flying around like the Human Torch. You have Burns combusting like he's a supernova waiting to explode. You have Tamaki jumping around like an electric cat. It's all animated so beautifully. And this is why, well, sure, is episode 1 and 2 more exciting than episode 3? No. But is episode 1 and 2 pointless? No. We needed that setup. We needed to see what the characters are at. We needed to see what they were truly going to do. Because now that the gloves are off, they ain't coming back on. Because even if we survive this, even if we save Obi, it's not like we go back to home base. We're at the end of the world. We got a group of cult that's trying to turn the earth into a sun. Do you think there's gonna be chill time anymore? No, no, no. They cooking so hard in this kitchen that even Gordon Ramsay would turn around and say, I ain't touching that dish. It's out of my league. That's how damn good they cooked. And the fact that you have characters on a damn truck, hip hip harangue about blowing that shit up, if that isn't peak entertainment, I don't know what to tell you. Of course, I got full live reactions over on Patreon. You want to see my full thoughts on this greatness, going to be over on my Patreon exclusively. So, very good episode, and I think it's setting in motion a damn good, next 9 episodes. I assume it's probably 1 or 2 more episodes dealing with this prison area, but after that, I don't know. Obi's currently chained up like Jesus Christ. Poor guy's literally getting blasted by the excess heat because Burns is out here just combusted. Like, we're dealing with a fight that if we don't defeat him soon, we ain't gonna defeat him at all. And currently, I don't even think they can. Like, even with Joker and Shinra both going after Burns, I don't think they can beat Burns. He's already at level 2. Basically, it's kind of like the Hulk. That's what it reminds me of. The Hulk is, pretty much a limitless character. The angrier he gets, the stronger he gets. And it can just keep going up and up and up. That kind of feels like what it is with Burns, where the longer he builds up his power, the stronger he gets. And he started off by basically, they have this wide shot, and I swear to God, it was a diameter of 16 feet. Top, bottom, he was blowing up that roof. And that was stage 1. We're currently at stage 2 of his power building up. And they ain't doing shit. I will admit, Joker landed in some pretty good combos, but even Joker I don't think is capable of being this guy. And then, unfortunately, they left Arthur behind. Was it Arthur's fault? Yes. He stood up, and it's funny because I was like, someone's gonna fall. And I'm like, I didn't even need to see who it was. I was like, I knew it was Arthur. But the fact that they didn't realize Arthur was gone until they got to the front gate, and they're like, well, who the hell's gonna be our frontline fighter? I'm like, you jackals, what are you doing? To be honest, I was actually impressed that Tamaki kind of rose to the occasion. I mean, she's a bit of a meme character, and you ain't gonna deny the fact that her panties are gonna end up in people's faces every other scene. But I love the fact that she probably does make the most sense. Is she as fast as Shinra? No. Is she as strong as Shinra? No. But she's an electric fire cat. It makes a lot of sense to have her be the one bouncing around in the front line fighting. As everyone else, hopefully does what they need to. I mean, we're trying to analyze what her power is. All that stuff is just really enjoyable. And in general, this, it reminded me, despite how many years it's been, it reminds me of all the fights I remember in Season 2. And just, getting so excited and giddy. Unfortunately, this is the type of fight that, say we win. Say we're able to push Burns back, nothing bad's gonna happen, and we save Obi. Where do we go? How do we, like, it just feels like we're at, like, this is the end. Like, we could have 9 episodes in this prison of just fighting, because at the end of the day, say we defeat all of them, like, we can't just let them do their thing. They're trying to burn the entire Earth down. I know I've been saying this, but I'm a little less confident in this. I'm not going to completely abandon this theory just because I think there still is enough room for interpretation. But Burns does seem like he's a little more switched to this side than maybe I was giving credit last week. I was thinking last week the reason why she read his mind and his emotions and it came out like I'm devoted was because he was doing some mental link thing that was blocking his true feelings. It's still possible, but I feel like I'm more 95% sure he switched sides after he explained it as like, hey, I had my doubts. I had this experience and I felt a presence that could only be described as God. So yeah, I kind of switched over and I'm like, shit, that kind of makes sense. And unfortunately that means he's probably switched. But here's the thing. I'm still not willing to give up on the idea that he might be trying to do a double cross, but I'm not as confident as I was last week. I was probably more like 30% hopeful he was, playing it up. I think I'm down to like 5% hopeful now. But even if it goes down to like 0.1% likelihood he might try to do a double cross, I'm going to hold out hope, damn it. But one thing's for sure, having him as an opponent makes for probably the most entertaining shit you can imagine as he just bursts into flames and tries to mess everyone up. But hey, we had the cheerleader squad saying, blow that prison up, blow that shit up, so maybe we'll blow them up, or maybe we'll just use Burns to blow it up for us. I don't know. Obi, surprisingly, I'm less worried about this episode. Maybe that's a foolish thing to say, but they kind of just like slapped him on a cross and like left him. Oddly enough, he might be the safest one. He's kind of out of harm's way, unless they start feeding him that insect. But good episode. I've seen a lot of opinions on season 3 so far range from it's boring. I've seen opinions that I'm like, did these people ever like Fire Force at all? Like, they just seem like they were hate watching. But I think anyone who had doubts are completely proven wrong this week. I mean, at the end of the day, sadly, a lot of shows are not getting the viewership and attention I think they deserve, and this will probably be one of them, but it doesn't change the fact that I think the real ones who are watching this are going to be like, oh yeah, like they clearly were cooking a delicious dish because they delivered. And this is just, we're not even at the appetizers yet. I feel like we just got our drinks. We haven't even tasted the bread rolls yet, and I'm already liking it this much. I admit I'm a fanboy to Fire Force, but I've also admitted that the past 2 episodes aren't the craziest thing at face value, but they're probably needed, so, shoot me. Let me know your thoughts down below, though. What did you think? Favorite of the fights? I gotta love that Burns one myself, especially when Joker started giving that 1-2 combo. That shit was good. Let me know your feelings down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here, of course, ring that bell, and like I mentioned, we got those full live reactions over on Patreon, and hey, while you're over there, I'll also give you a video shout out. So today we got Sage Narf, Andrew Cannon, Christoph Zenzwoski, JMW, Tokyo, Adam Johnson, Silent Ghost, Sofia Palmieri, and we also have Lala. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care. Y'all have a good one.